Hello buddy, StarCraft here again for some more Iron Squid 2 action, and this time it is gonna be Game 2 between Aces Scarlett spawning as the beautiful purple Zerg up here in the top right, and in the bottom left it is gonna be none other than my mother, MKP, spawning as the blue Terran down here, and unfortunately MKP is not my mother, so that's definitely a shame, as who wouldn't want MKP as their mother? Besides the fact that he is not female, unlike Scarlett. The only female gamer, pro StarCraft 2 gamer I'm aware of. I'm not trying to be sexist here, I just don't know any other gamers, female gamers that is. But hey, there's probably one girl watching this. Actually, there's probably 0 girls, but if there is one girl watching this replay, I do apologize if I came across as sexist. I'm so off topic right now. Like I said, this is game 2. I did cast game 1, but being the retard I am, my microphone settings were super low. So the volume wasn't really good enough. So I just thought, hey man, I'm just not going to post that game. Instead, just jump straight into game 2 and just tell you about game 1. Because I casted it, and to be honest, it wasn't the most interesting game. I mean, sure, it's probably educational for Zerg players. Because Scarlett, like a total boss, got up a 15-minute hive and just ran on with Broodlord, Infestalings, and MKP, who had siege tanks and mass marines originally, then got a bunch of Vikings, just couldn't deal with it. And Scarlett, like what she's known for, just spread her creep so well, going hatch first again here. See if MKP drops down his CC after this Rax, most likely. And yeah, MKP just couldn't hold it off. So it wasn't a super interesting game. It went for a while as both players just kind of sat back and macroed up. And I think, you know, when you're going against Zerg in general, but especially Scarlett as Terran, you kind of have to do some harassment, do some early drops, some aggression, something like that. Because if you just let them macro up, just completely unharassed, then, you know, 15-minute hive's gonna come along, and once the Broodlords are out, man, you may as well GG, because it's so hard to deal with them, especially on creep, and almost all the time you're engaging Scarlett, it's on creep, because she's so good sprinting. That's why she usually plays quite defensively, just gets out enough army units to kind of hold off any push, and then pumps out the units when it's time, and that's why she's so good. I mean, I am going to go out on a limb here and say she is one of the best StarCraft 2 players out there at the moment. And I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, oh my god, that is not true. That is not true. How? That's... Okay, I'm going to stop doing my impersonation of you guys. That's probably horrendously offensive. But she does have the highest win-loss ratio out of any StarCraft 2 player at tournaments. So she may not go to too many tournaments, but when she does, man, she brings home the bacon. And it looks like MKP here is going to be mixing up his build, getting that factory straight away. And their reactor looks like he may be going for a 1-1-1 here after that expansion, which is what you see a lot of players do. Players like MVP love this build. But I don't know, a lot of the time it doesn't work out too well in TvZ, I'm going to say. Just because, sure, you can get out some early Hellions, sure, you can get out a Banshee and stuff like that, but if it all gets held off relatively easy, then, you know, Roaches or even worse, Mutas, Slings, Bailings gonna be knocking on your door, and it's pretty rough. Looks like these Zerglings are gonna start harassing this bunker over here. May actually kill that SCV if he's not. Oh yeah, do get the SCV, and that is going to delay the bunker by quite a bit. Not too major there. If you look at the resources lost, you know, it's pretty goddamn even, as we're still in the early stages. And there goes the starport, so this is gonna be a 1-1-1 from MKP, getting up that tech lab now and pumping out a bunch of Hellions. I hope for his sake this time he actually uses them nicely and gets a few drone kills, as he kind of needs to, man. He's down 1 love. He does not want to lose in the group stages, and I just followed that destructible rock, so that's definitely a thing. Come on, Hellions, you want me to follow you? Here we go. What can he pull out of his hat? Speed is on the way for Scarlett, as well as a double Evo chamber. she's kind of sticking to her guns, man. This is what she did last time, and I can't blame her. And the Banshee is here for MKP, who's doing a completely different build. So we'll see if it works out for him. He's going to try and delay this third here. Cloak as well. This is not something you always see from players. He may be getting it just to fool his opponent. Sometimes you'll see players do that, so they scout it, pull up a bunch of spore crawlers as a kind of overreaction, and then they cancel it last minute. But we'll see if MKP actually commits to getting out Cloak here. As the 1-1 already on the way for Scarlett. She loves that double Evo chamber, man, and she loves getting up this third at around 6.5 minutes. It's not the earliest third, but right now one queen may get taken out if Scarlett does not micro correctly here. MKP actually being quite a bit of pain with these Hellions, putting on quite a bit of early pressure. He does have 2 ACVs here, so he's going to start dropping down some bunkers. We shall see. Oh, this is getting exciting, man. A lot of Hellions here. So MKP better do some damage, as he has committed a lot of minerals into those Hellions. And right now, these Lings are going to be taken out as they are light, so the Hellions do quite a bit of damage against them, but not too much against the Queens. 2 Queens have gone down though, and Scarlett forced to start pumping out the Lings, getting out 22 right now, and a Spine Crawler. And is MKP going to punish this double Evo chamber play from Scarlett? Notice how he does not have an engineering bay down. He's going for all up aggression right now. He's got his Banshee, pumping out another one, getting up a double armory. So it looks like he might be transitioning into mech, which would be pretty sick. Not something you see a lot in the Wings of Liberty. And Cloak is done. So this Banshee's going to start going to town on this queen here. I gotta say, I like this play from MKP. Getting up his 3rd CC now. He's done the damage he needed to. Although he did lost more resources there. He got a lot of queens. And that's annoying. Infestation Pit is on the way for Scarlett. And the Spore Crawler is here, so that Banshee needs to watch out. Although it is going to be delaying mining at this 3rd. Double Evo. Gonna start getting the 2-2 right now. Where's the Banshee? There it is. It's Queen. Is gonna start doing some damage out of energy and the Overseas here anyway. So I feel like the Banshee has already paid for itself though, as it delayed the mining time by quite a bit on the 3rd there. 11 drones at a time. So Scarlett is going to macro mode as well as getting that Pathogen Glance upgrade. More Banshees on the way for MKP, and he is definitely going mech here as he's getting the 1-1 armor and attack upgrades for mech. And let's see exactly what he does here, as he does have the vehicle plating and the weapons on the way. His 3rd is gonna go land down pretty soon, getting out more Hellions. These Lings may actually be able to delay this 3rd pretty decently here. He is gonna drop it though, and he does have quite a few Hellions here, so microed properly, especially with his Banshee, can definitely deal with those Lings. Scarlett wisely deciding to back out there. More Hellions here chilling, taking the Watchtower. And I like MKP, man. I like what he's doing in this 2nd game. The 1st game he played a bit more standard, a little less aggressive, a bit more placid, and you know, it does not work out against Zerg players. I can't emphasize that enough, especially Scarlett. And here we go. MKP gonna start cleaning up the spread, and that's the beauty about 1-1-1, and then transitioning into whatever you want, biomech, whatever, is you have these other Banshees, and they are very useful at cleaning up spread. Creep tumors, indeed. Right now we do have just more Banshees, man. This is a lot of Banshees here from MKP, but I gotta say, I am lacking this unit composition. What's Scarlett doing? She's going for the same thing, man. She's got that hive on the way. She's going for the 12-minute Broodlords. And with all these Banshees, it might actually be a really good choice. But going for that early hive does make you vulnerable in the early mid game. So this is kind of the time for MKP to start putting on pressure. Roach Warren is on the way here for Scarlett, so it looks like she might be going Roach Broodlord Infestor instead of Ling Broodlord Infestor like in the last game. But here, I'm gonna start rolling on up And you know, this is the time. This is the time. I cannot say it enough. Army supply lead. His work supply is pretty decent, as Scarlett has not been able to macro as hard as she'd have liked. Usually you'll see about 90 drones on the field around this time, and these infestors do have quite a bit of energy on them though, as the upgrade was done before they popped out. I do believe that's what players usually do. That's a smart thing to do. Or a lot of Hellions here. They do have Blue Flame right now. Oh no, they don't, not yet. Blue Flame is on the way, as well as Siege Mode just started, so 2 tanks popping out now. This is well and truly mech, and I like mech, man. I like it when players do it. You don't see it enough. In HOTS you see it quite a bit, but not in Wings of Liberty. And here we go. MKP is going to be moving in. Infested Terrans being popped out. These Banshees are cloaked though. There is an Overseer here. It would be nice if you use his Thors to take out that Overseer, but there's not a lot defending these Infestors. And then once the Infested Terrans go down, they are very vulnerable. Very good for MKP if you could take out those Infestors, as they are expensive on the gas, and that is not easy to get up. Nice Fungal there is going to delay the push here from MKP, and he decides to back out. Needs to decloak those Banshees to save their energy. But what do we see? We see insane creep tumor spread, which is pretty standard. A lot of queens here getting in the mix. I guess they were spreading creep anyway, but not a lot of units. Oh my god, army supply is shooting up. 5 corruptors, 24 zerglings. Hive is done, so broodlords are going to be here pretty soon. And this is the time when Scarlett starts to go into attack mode. So MKP needs to deal with this accordingly. He does have a 4th over here, relatively uncontested, so he's going to be feeling pretty good. He's not out of this game yet. His build, I mean, he has Thors to deal with the broodlords, not really anything else. But if you can deal with the roach infestors, that's the most important thing right now, as there are a lot of roaches and infestors on the field. And it looks like MKP might just go for it here. Scarlett does not want to engage until her broodlords are well and truly here. Which, where are those broodlords? Oh, here they come. 5 of them. And here we go. Here is the engagement. These Hellions do not do a lot of damage against the roaches. Thors do quite a bit. There are quite a few siege tanks here though. Broodlords are going to start engaging, and these roaches are getting surprisingly a lot of damage done to them. Infested Terrans can be popped out. Try and deal with these siege tanks. One does go down. The second one will inevitably go down. It looks like Scarlett has held off this attack quite well indeed. If we look at resources lost, MKP just a bit behind. But what is this? Hellions going in, and this is what you need to do. You need to start making your opponent uncomfortable, using their APM to deal with harassments, and not just pumping out broodlords non-stop with 7 corruptors on the way, as well as another spy to get those upgrades. And here we go. Blue Flame is so good against drones. Needs to line them up nicely. Oh, Fungal going down. Although these Hellions can still take out some more drones. And with the 2-2, these queens do not do too much damage. Finally they get taken out, but at what cost? 29 workers killed. Oh my god, that is huge. There were quite a lot of workers killed here as well. But Scarlett is definitely not feeling the bank that Zerg players love to feel in this transition into late game. She does have quite a lot of minerals, but not nearly as much as she would like. And MKP, he's the head supplier right now, man. He's got quite a few more workers. His income should be pretty redonkulous. Oh my god, he's getting over 1,000 minerals more than Scarlett a minute. So he's actually in a really good spot, even though he lost that engagement there. Work supply has evened up, but his army supply is shooting ahead. You look at this spend. Oh, Scarlett just spent a lot of money in her army. Yep, that's the broodlords and the upgrades. 2-2 is done for MKP. Scarlett, where your upgrades at? 0-0 on these Broodlords. That doesn't really matter because the Broodlings will have that upgrade. So that's not too big a deal, as you can see there. But MKP does have a lot of Vikings here. So we shall see. Not a lot of Corruptors. Actually, no Corruptors to deal with these Vikings. Infested Terrans are going to come out. The Overseer does spot those Banshees, which doesn't really matter because Fungal decloaks your units. Anyway, more Fungal's going down on these Vikings, but they're doing surprising amount of damage against these Broodlords. Infested Terrans here. Even SCVs getting in the mix here. These Thors dealing with these Broodlings. But as you can see, the Broodlings do have 2/2 upgrades, so they're pretty damn baller. And these Infested Terrans are going to take out these Vikings if they don't bail on out of here. And MKP may lose this planetary fortress. These Infested Terrans are about to time out though, so he does just need to wait. Hold. There goes a few of them. A lot of Queens here getting in the mix of it. Notice how they don't have a lot of energy as they spend a lot of them on transfuse. And these Thors are getting slowly owned by these Broodlings. And that's why it's so hard to deal with Broodlords. They just slowly push up on you. And if you don't hone them down, as you can see now, the attack is trying to deal with these Queens. They slowly wear away your army. And MKP's fires falling behind. Nice flank attack here with these Vikings. Is going to clean up the remaining Broodlords. There are more Corruptors here. And Scarlett doesn't have a lot of money though to turn these into Broodlords, as the harassment was pretty darn good from MKP. So this is what you got to do as Terran. You got to stop the economy, because then, you know, you take out those Broodlords. They can't really afford to get in a whole lot more, and you can just drop down mules all day. So MKP sticking with his guns, going to keep meching up. And I still think he's in this, even though Scarlett has been the aggressor. She does have her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can count 6 base up. At MKP, he's got his 4th. We start dropping down mules there. And like I said, Scarlett does not have a lot of money for Broodlords, especially gas. And in the late stages of the game, that is super key to have that gas. His Hellions going to be scouting out this army right now. Do manage to get quite a few Ling kills there, as Lings just melt away against Blue Flame, baby. These Infestors don't have too much energy either. Scarlett forced to get these Queens in the mix. But more Broodlords on the way. Army supply pretty even. MKP did lose a few SCVs there, but that's just going to mean he can have a bigger army supply when he makes that. I like this missile turret placement from MKP to try and deal with these Broodlords Corruptors. So MKP pulling out all the stops. At the same time, he's going to be harassing here from the high ground. Very nice play here. You can see how quickly those drones melt away. Scarlett forced to make roaches to deal with these Hellions. But MKP did get about another 8 more worker kills there. So nicely done. Even mixing in a Raven. Cannot blame him. As auto turrets are good. Seeker Missile's really good in Wings of Liberty with that splash damage. Not so much in HOTS. It's more like a Yamato cannon. In HOTS, just doing 300 straight up damage. No splash damage. But this is Wings of Liberty, baby. This is it. This is Iron Squid 2. This is game 2. MKP needs to win this game to stay in this series, and oh my god, I hope he does. I gotta say, you might think I'm super biased, but I like to see series go to 3 games, so you cannot blame me for that. Who doesn't? In terms of upgrades, 3-3 has been done for a while for MKP. And Scarlett, gonna be cleaning up these Hellions nicely here. Still on 2-2 with the ranged attack and the carapace. But those upgrades are going to be on the way, as the flyer upgrades are here as well. Flyer upgrades not so important when you're going Broodlords, as those Broodlings do use the range upgrade and the carapace upgrade as well. More Infestors on the way here as well for Scarlett, so she is definitely low on the gas. MKP actually with more of a mineral bank here, which is not something you usually see in TvZ. And here we go. This is where MKP wants to engage Scarlett with these auto turrets here to deal with these corrupted Broodlords. Nice fungal there going down on the Vikings. And a few Infested Terrans, but not too many, as there's not a lot of energy on these infestors. Oh wait, there is on some of the other ones. So more infestors going to come out, more fungals. But I think MKP may be able to do it. Sure, there's a lot of broodlords and a lot of oh, there's so many infested Terrans. Oh my gosh, there are a lot of Thors here, and they are pretty good. I don't know, man. I don't know. Can Scarlett do it? Can MKP hold? These infested Terrans have definitely turned the tide right now. It looks like MKP is falling way behind. I don't know how he's going to come back from this. As, oh my god, Scarlett is so good getting out that early hive. I don't know how you're meant to deal with it. Even with that many Vikings, MKP could not deal with it. And his last Thor is going to go down. He does have 3 more. Is he going to decide to engage with them straight away? Yes, he is. But these broodlings, oh, they do have the 3 attack now. And they just eat away a... Oh, that road got completely owned. That was beautiful. Indeed, this one SCV is going to start working up, repairing these stores, but, you know, Scarlett doesn't have a lot of money. She is about double the supply. Oh, MKP lost a lot of SCVs there as well. So he's holding on here, man. But Scarlett is looking so strong. I don't know. Can MKP do it? She is going to go ahead and, excuse me, get out the flyer, Carapace 3, just because she can, as she is pretty much maxed out now. There are quite a few Thors here though, so we shall see. It looks like MKP is going to go for it, although this is not where he wants to engage. Fungal going down on those Vikings. Even Spines and Spore Crawlers here for Scarlett. Infested Terrans coming out, and I don't know, man. I don't think these Thors can do it. Even Fungal going down on these Thors, and they are low on life, and there is the GG from MKP, also known as Beryl. What a sexy name. But Scarlett's showing us how it's done in TvZ. I mean, MKP, he did what he needed to do. He did some nice harassment, but in the end, he just could not deal with those broodlords. So I hope you guys enjoyed this game. I certainly did. If you did, please subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.